Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shenanigans. How are you guys doing today? What's going on, Bryan?
Good.
Doing awesome.
Yeah? Tell us one of your awesome things.
I don't know. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's what's awesome.
Alrighty. What about you, Mr. Will? How are things down in... Oh, I forgot it's... The Lone Star State. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's going pretty good down here for the most part. Wedding anniversary on Monday. Good times. Good times.
Ooh, it's already been a year?
It's already been a year.
Time flies. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You guys have any special plans? Not that you...
We're gonna go to a sushi restaurant. We're gonna venture outside the house in the scary world go out and get some food. See what happens.
Good luck. Yeah. I hope all you get is food.
Me as well. Me as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and James, last but not least, how are you doing today, buddy?
Everything's good, except, my country's backsliding a little with the contract stuff. We thought, hey, we're safe now. Let's lift some restrictions. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
We're getting restrictions put back on now.
Yep. That happens.
Yep. That happens. It happens.
Yep, so it's time to wear the mask again.
Well, good luck. So let's hop into game and bring everybody into Shenanigans.
Ooh, I'm gonna swap it into player mode. Yeah.
See where we are.
There's no Chorus today.
No, we have... Where's your token hiding?
Under his name. Under Bryan.
There?
That's the one. Rich.
Wait.
There's two Riches.
Too small.
You got it. Okay.
Supersized Rich. There we go. So the three of you.
Well, technically, our token should be bigger because we're size large. But yeah.
You guys are hanging out in Shenanigans on a basically empty day. There's you three. There's Desmond. There's Borsch. There's Layla, who's doing some homework, and then there are four other patrons. An elf and a half elf chatting at one table, and a gnome and a dwarf chatting at another, and then the three of you. It's a pretty quiet day in town. Where would you guys like to be seated?
Just at this table where we're at.
I think we're in a good spot. I'm liking it.
It's empty. Sure. Yeah. Oh, the black dots are pillars, so...
Yeah, support beams.
Yeah.
Why we have the support beams, but not the tables? Question for another time.
Well, this is how we do floor plans at work. Like, you wouldn't put the chairs in because those would be moved around and tables get moved around. But
it's true.
The construction, you have these.
You don't need them for substantial completion either. Loose furniture, you don't need. It's not one of the things. Only fixed furniture.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't the arrangement of the furniture perhaps be more important than the placement of the beams from a, D&D layout point of view?
You could have, used assets to make this map, but you didn't. You chose this construction style design, which I respect.
Yep.
I mean,
I like it.
I think it's pretty useful from a player character's perspective. How else would I want to know about how to take down the building, right?
That's the real one right there. So you know how to destroy the building. Excellent.
Exactly.
Well, it just regrows. You just use healing magic on it, as established in an older episode.
Mm-hmm. All episodes are canon.
Except the ones that aren't. Some episodes are more canon than others.
Mm-hmm. All episodes are canon, but some are more canon than others. Yes, we're going to get some Animal House in here. Animal Farm, not Animal House. Completely different concept. Wildly different. Anyway, what are you guys doing at your table?
I think I'd be talking to this other wizard here, and because we were discussing the silence spell before. And I'm giving the explanation of why the wizard school don't teach us this spell. They don't want wizards to, so for those who don't know, silence is not a wizard spell. Wizards can't cast it. And I think it's because the wizarding kind of elite don't want us to be able to challenge their power.
See, and Agathar's going back and saying, I just think they just don't want to to teach us a spell so they can't tell the teachers to shut up. They don't want the kids casting it on them in class. So they just don't teach it to anybody. I think it's just one of those that's like in the locked section of the thing. It just hasn't been opened up yet. And he's got his, as he's talking about it, he's got a big wooden like tower shield that he's chiseling on the back of. And he's just working on putting in some little runes in the back of it right now. So I just don't think they're willing to teach it to us. I think they're just hiding it in the back.
Well, I could try to teach you my silence spell when I level up, but
look, the gods give you your spells. It's different, okay? They just like give it to you. You got to work for the wizard one.
I could tell you what. Silence has like components to it. You could try emulating them.
Sure, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is how do you continue casting your spell after the silence has gone off? It disrupts it.
Well, you don't cast it on yourself.
You think it's a resonating destruction? As you try to cast it, it just destroys itself immediately is the problem? What if you threw something that then made a silence? Could you imbue something? Could you I shoot an arrow at somebody and then have them silence it? Or or when you're trying to imbue it, would it silence itself then?
That's what have to be done, but I can't do it yet.
I'm still sticking with the notion that it's hiding in the back.
Yeah.
Teachers just don't want to be silenced.
Well, it's a level 2 spell, so I can get it if I get one more experience point.
Just need a little more knowledge, huh?
Yeah, just a little more. On the edge.
Little more. The world almost makes sense. Well, after you guys chat about silence spells for a while, Layla kind of peeks up and tries to overhear your theories of discussion. And Desmond casually strolls over to your side of the room and says, "Hey there, wonderful heroes who are worthy of great adventures, dangers, and treasures. How are you doing today?"
Well, Desmond, how are you?
Well
Fine.
enough. But they're still hiding that silence spell in the wizard thing, I'm telling you. Do you know about silence, Desmond?
I wish I knew about silence, he says. But, I got a daughter, so...
Well, then the silence should worry you. When it's quiet, you know something wrong is going down.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, I have a task for someone here, and to be honest, it's looking like you guys are the best we've got.
Oh dear.
I
Obviously,
mean,
we're the best
you
we've
guys are
got.
the best we've got. It's looking like you're the highest. I mean, look, there's probably a 10,000-year-old elf over there. You're definitely the best we've got here. You're interested in doing a little work?
Yeah, just working on
sure.
the shield. Yeah.
Good. So I've got this letter I need delivered to a friend in Kershwick.
Let her run. Okay.
What how important is this letter?
Like, if there's bandits that try to kill us for the letter, we protect the letter, or what?
Oh, absolutely, with your life. Yes. Yes.
So this letter is more important than our lives. Okay. got it.
Absolutely. 100%.
What does the letter say?
It's wishing him a happy 30th birthday.
More important than our lives, huh? Okay.
Absolutely. Well, with it comes, of course, some things of, bigger, deeper importance and a gift. So those can't, those definitely have to get there. But don't worry, you'll be
There's a
well
secret
rewarded.
message. Cryptography.
Well, there's no crypts involved, actually. You're just walking to Kershwick and going to a normal house.
Who's the recipient?
You won't believe me when I tell you his name, so you're going to want to find a guy who, Look for a guy in a weird lizard costume whose name is Robert. But he'll probably go by something a little different. But save some face and just look for a guy in a lizard costume named Robert. You should be able to find his house on what do you call it? You know, the street that's got the leather people on it, the leather workers street in Kershwick. You know.
Did you drop out?
I think he's
not-
working on that silent spell we talked about earlier.
It's not Skin Street. It's not Padded Way. What's the street where the leather workers live on Kershwick? In Kershwick?
Tanner Way?
Tanner? No, it's not Tanner Way. It's something like that, right? It's where all the leather workers live. It's on that street. Just look for the guy in the weird lizard costume named Robert, and don't worry about it.
But when you say lizard costume, is it made of lizards or is it some fake lizard?
Is it made for lizards?
No.
Is it like did he skin a lizard folk or did he just like?
All right, so a couple of years back, we made a wager on something. Who even remembers, right? And the loser of the wager had to, for the next couple of years, wear a lizard costume on their birthday around town as like a form of humiliation and punishment. So it's going to be, like children's play level of lizard costume. It's going to be pretty bad.
So it's going to not fit him at all. It's going to be far too small for him. Does he have a lot of skin showing in this? Is that how we're going to notice him?
I mean, he should be the only person in a lizard costume, and he lives on the street where all the leather workers are. Is it called Skin Street? No, it's not it.
What if there's some scalies in town? We don't want to give the letter to the wrong person.
It's going to be hard to miss. There can't be two people in lizard costumes named Robert on the street with the leather workers. Certainly, only one of them will be calling himself Bobzilla.
Okay.
But you don't want to walk around shouting that because you're going to sound like an idiot. So look for Robert.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. It's real humiliating, this letter we've got to deliver to him. So
What was the bet? He lost.
Who remembers, right?
I bet he remembers.
I mean, it certainly had nothing to do about we could wrestle a grizzly bear to the ground first. Because that would, go against my promise to not do anything wild or dangerous. I certainly haven't done anything wild or dangerous since Layla, the kid came along, whatever her name is.
She's right over there.
Yeah, that one. So, deal? You risk your lives to deliver a humiliating message that also has a precious birthday gift to a friend of mine, close personal friend?
Well, do it, but what's the pay?
What's a lot of money to you people?
Well, that's an interesting question you ask me. Last time a lot of money to me was quite a bit of gold.
How about magic items?
Everyone wants magic. It's a birthday card, for Christ's sake. Come on. What do we say? How much? 50 gold each, huh? That seems fair.
Right,
it's just a walk to Kershwick and back, right? That's a lot of money for walking to Kershwick and back. That's like 4 days. That's like good. 10, 12 gold a day.
That's very good for 50 gold. Yeah,
that's fine. It's acceptable.
Yeah. It's like 4 gold a person a day.
Oh, I thought it was 50 gold total, or 50 gold per person. Are you saying 50 gold
no, it
total?
is 50 gold person. Nope. I can do math. I help her with her math all the time. The kid, the thing over there, that one. Anyway, now that we all got a deal, I'll give you the money to whoever comes back.
Yeah.
Great.
Deal.
Great. And he heads back to the bar. Go ahead.
Is this gift gonna self-explode or anything on us if we don't treat it right?
No.
It's not alive, is it?
No, it's here. You'll see. And he picks up a package and hands it over. And it's just like a thin little envelope. If there's something in here other than paper, it must be very thin, or light, or weird.
Is that the message?
This is the birthday card, yes, and the gift.
Okay. I feel like
it's
a gift certificate inside or something.
Yeah, it's about it's a card about yay big, wrapped with a blue paper that's folded down, and On one side it says to Robert.
Is it dangerous to open?
Yes. You should not be opening other people's mail. That's a dangerous thing to do.
I'm a clerk of the state. I'd never allow someone to open someone else's mail.
Good.
And don't do.
I mean, it's not like you guys are FedEx or UPS or anything, right? You could just go through people's mail anytime if you were FedEx or UPS.
I know,
But no,
right?
you guys are trusted. What do you call yourselves?
Adventurers.
You got to get a better company name than that.
Maybe couriers.
Trusted
I would
couriers,
say
right?
I'm a courier.
Courier? Ah, I see what you're doing there. Well, yeah. Good. Well then, off with you? Or
Yeah,
whatever,
off with-
you know.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Fair enough.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
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 Alright.
Up
Y'all need
the
anything?
road to Keswick.
I'll look around at my fellow compatriots. Y'all need anything from the store before we go? We good to
It's
go?
like 2 days there, 2 days back. There's an inn halfway. Like you probably won't even have to sleep in the wilderness.
I need to pick up a couple of rations before we
That's what I
get to
meant. Like,
trekking.
if there's a inn halfway, we might not even need rations, but we'll
I like to have
pick
a
up
couple
rations
extras.
from safe. Yeah. I should remove the ones from last time because they'd be gone by now.
I'm gonna buy some rations and then I'm good to go.
Yeah. Ration standard cost 20 copper.
20 apiece.
Weigh 1 each. So yeah. Right. Just
I'm good to go.
Remove. Yeah. I didn't get money last time, so I'm really low now. All right. I've got the mine.
Well, Mr. Rich, are you ready to get on the road?
Sure. Yeah, I'm ready.
Head out and head towards Kershwick?
Yeah. Is your new exceptional strength bow ready, or is it still being made?
I assume that there's a magical amount of time and it was instantly done.
Yep, it's done between sessions. These are not
Oh, that's fine with
necessarily
me.
in chronological order, or this could be happening at any point in time. So
Well, yeah, I get that, because I mean, my first episode was like 30 years in the past, and it was after a different canon episode with the same characters.
yeah. So it's all sort of like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey,
Yeah. I just figured Shenanigans is, TARDIS-y.
Yeah. Okay. Off our players go along the road north from Berkshire to Kershwick. It's only 2 days there and 2 days back. How could this possibly be an adventure?
Well, I can't answer. Ladies and gentlemen, watch episode 1 of Shenanigans, and you can see this exact route was taken.
So
Before going on the trip, I guess I read the message. I don't open the letter, but I read the message on top of it, and I want to make a cryptography check for secret messages.
The label on the envelope.
do you
What?
mean the to Robert?
Yeah.
You want to read that and make a cryptography
Cryptography
check
check,
to see
yeah.
if there's a secret message.
I have the ability cryptography.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the first thing you notice is that Robert is spelled wrong. However, after puzzling over this quite sincerely for a long period in time, you come to the conclusion that Desmond just can't spell Robert, or just made I guess it's not a typo if you're doing it by hand, but a slip of the wrist and spelled it the wrong way. Not only is there no cryptography on it, the amount of carelessness with which it was written indicates that there's probably no cryptography deeper within it either. Desmond is probably not capable of this level of intrigue on his own. Is it the less than flattering solution you come to at the end?
Fooled again. You can't beat cryptography, I guess, if they don't know it either. I guess so.
It's either that, or this is an intentional layer to mask things so that you won't look deeper in for the hidden message. You know, this is the hide in plain sight. But probably not. Desmond's not the brightest man in the world. Or is he?
No, his wife is. But,
No, he's definitely not.
All right, let's head up north along the road.
So
anything else in Berkshire?
let's just do a quick check-in on who you all are, because Agatha is a Minotaur. Yacho is a Minotaur. And Rich, you're a human?
Yep.
Okay, so 2 Minotaurs and a human wizard. A Minotaur cleric, a Minotaur fighter mage, and a human wizard? Or Yato, are you a fighter cleric?
No, I'm a cleric with skills and power, fighter wizard, but full cleric.
Full cleric, okay, cool. Well, off we go, down the road. Down the road, until you come across a singular person hanging out on the east side of the road. That's going to be the right side of the road if you're headed northward. There is a horse nearby, tied up to a tree. Not like tightly tied up, just like loosely, you know, the rein sort of wrapped around a branch real quick. Like
how'd you tie a bear to a tree?
Don't tie bears to trees is the answer to that question. Yeah. And the fellow is just kind of there, and he gives you a bit of a wave and steps away from the horse a little bit and says, howdy, what you all doing on the road?
Currying.
Just hoofing along.
Splendid. Coming from Berkshire, are you? You got any... Do you know what's going on in there? I hear some weird stuff happens in that town.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by weird. I mean, we're just normal adventurers, like myself.
I heard something happened with the Baroness's daughter's tomb or something weird lately. I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
There's some kobolds involved. I didn't get all the spoilerific information here, but something happened with the Baroness's daughter's tomb. She was a war hero, but yeah.
Wait, was Desmond trying to give us a secret message when he made that comment about cryptography?
He said there wasn't any crypts involved.
Wasn't.
But was
you
there?
said there is crypts. You just said there is crypts involved.
Well, there's a bounty out for the missing items. That's all I know. So if we see any missing items from the crypt, we should have a look out for them. And the price of kobolds has gone up to kill them. So if you hand in kobold ears.
What do you mean by weird going on in Berkshire? What could
I just
possibly
heard
be weird
strange
there?
things, you know? It's a unusual place, mystical people about, weird happenings, you know.
Well, there's a wizard tower in town.
Right? Isn't that a little bit spooky?
Yeah.
What's spooky about wizards? They're good people.
Yeah, well, we do it.
But wizard
not
towers.
the ones in the tower.
Yeah. Yeah, wizards are fine folk, but those that build towers, you know, spooky stuff happens in wizard towers, right?
They think they're above everybody else. That's why they built the tower.
Well, do they
can I
make it out of
get-
ivory?
Can I get perception checks from the party?
No. Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm enthralled by
Not
this man's
today.
conversation.
Not today.
Not today,
today. Splendid. All right, continue.
Well, what brings you out here? So.
Oh, I'm just, you know, walking with my horse from Kershwick to Berkshire, but I'd heard some weird things were happening there, and I wanted to make sure it was safe to go in. Wouldn't want old Betty there to, you know, getting scared off or something.
That would be terrible.
Well, doesn't seem there's anything strange when we left town today. We just left Shenanigans, bought some supplies, headed north. So it should
Supplies,
be a
huh?
safe
I could
week.
use some of those supplies. Probably. What do you got for sale?
Food,
Nothing
Oh.
for sale.
just rations, nothing interesting. Well, let me check my inventory. I've got a compass, but I'm not giving that up.
What about you, Mr. Wizard? You got anything interesting to sell?
Well, I have a lot of gold, So in some sense, I could sell the gold for other things.
Well, I just so happen to have some other things. You interested in maybe doing a little bit of wheeling and dealing?
What kind of things? Yeah.
Well, come on over to my saddle and we'll take a look. And he will walk back over to his horse.
I've got no money, so I can't do anything here.
All right. Yeah, let's go over there.
Sure. So it's while you're like looking at his saddle and going through some stuff that there is a shrill whistle that pierces the air, and the guy like looks about a little bit concerned, and then says, "That doesn't sound good. Hold on," and like packs his stuff away real quick, and hops on his horse, and like scans the horizon. Do you guys see anything?
No, I only rolled a 20.
I'm gonna go take a look, and he just trots off to the east with his horse off the road, to go
Is
sideways.
that the direction
and
the whistle was?
No, I mean the whistle's just in the woods, right?
Fair
when
enough.
it comes off once, you don't really get a good location on it, especially
I want
with
to get a
those
good
perception
sniff
checks.
of this guy before he gets out of there.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you've been standing next to him. You've got his scent in your nose.
Good. Good
Yeah. He disappears from view and doesn't come back. Like half an hour passes, and the guy's still not back.
Let's just head north. But we've got to deliver this letter for Desmond.
I checked my gold pouches because I had this happen to me once before, where somebody just stole all my gold.
Yeah.
Not this guy. No,
Not this
he
guy,
hasn't
okay.
stolen anything of yours. But you head down the road and you get just around the next bend, which is maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 feet down the road. And turning it, there is an inn built here in the side, but the front door is wide open, and the door of the palisade wall that goes around it is open, and the door to the inn is open, and you can see a body lying in the doorway.
Slowly start to approach the door.
Cautious.
Cautious looking around. If I smell, does it smell like that guy was here before?
The smell that you're getting right now is a pretty overwhelming stench of blood and death. There's a lot of scents here, and the ones that are here are like ripped open people, and they're just overpowering the the whiff, like the scent of someone who just passed through the area. The gore is too strong smelling at this moment. When you've got time to like search the area, you can make a check and just to like circle around away from the gore to see if you can pick it up.
Gotcha. Smells like they had a party in here. Big birthday party.
Is this how Minotaur birthday parties go?
Sometimes. Strong-willed people get in fight often. It's not a good birthday party unless two people die.
Conflicts in Minotaur culture usually come down to honor duels.
All right. So strap on my shield and slowly start walking inside.
The wounds, are they claw marks like an animal made them, or is it like single slashes like a sword, or is it can't tell?
The marks look like the body in the doorway is of a young serving boy, or like a kitchen boy or a stable hand or something like that. A young lad of indiscriminate but still low status and no real clear position what he was doing here. He has a slash across his back from the upper left shoulder blade to the lower right hip. A nice long deep slash, but looking inside you can see that one of the barmaids is laid out across some of the stools with a gaping hole in her throat. Like her lips are still sort of moving and her eyes are like still sort of moving-ish, but like
I cast a heal spell then.
No, she's mortally wounded. She's fucked. There's the last moments of her life. There's no way you can save her.
Okay, Neal.
So as we start looking around, is there anybody still alive? Do you hear any sounds? Is there anybody like moving around or like cowering in a barrel or something who happened to get away?
Yeah, you can see that the there's some blood leaking from the balcony above because it's a 2-story inn. The downstairs is the common room and the kitchen and all that work stuff. And then upstairs would be where the people are. And there's the common room is sort of like a big 2-story area. Like the balcony of the bedrooms runs along the common room, so you can like look down into it. And that way the common room will also heat the entire the building. And you can see some blood dripping down from the balcony above, letting you know that there are other people up there dead, or at least one other. The back door to the kitchen, or the door to the kitchen, is kind of swinging open very gently. It's on like a really good pair of hinges, what I call them saloon doors. So they're just kind of like gently rocking back and forth still. Then there is a door through the saloon doors on the other side of the kitchen that leads outside, which is open as well. You can search the place if you would like to look for survivors.
I'm gonna take a different approach.
Let me know if you're
I'm gonna yell
split
"Happy
up.
Birthday" and see if anyone answers.
There's no answer.
Oh, maybe it wasn't their birthday.
Maybe they already left. We should look around to see if they left any cake.
Can you? I can't smell cake. Too much gore.
Where would
Good
you
party.
look for cake?
Kitchen first.
Ah, yes. Well, you enter the kitchen. The cook is there underneath a very large, soupy pot. The stew is all spilled out all over the place, and you can see the rapid breathing of the cook's chest under the pot. He's like propped up on his back with the cauldron like over his head and shoulders.
Do you have any cake?
Oh, comes the cry.
Oh, I go over and do a cure light wounds.
Okay. You can patch up his wounds. Give me a 1d8.
Only two.
Yeah, you pull the cauldron off of him and you can see he's badly seared all over his face and shoulders from probably boiling soup just being poured on top of him. He's also got a fairly large lump on his head. The lump swelling will go down and some of the burned flesh will wilt away or regrow. I'm not sure how to describe it.
Well, how would a stare do it? Like, I understand Martha would regenerate it, but does a stare go, no, it's the law, your skin's all intact? Because I get Tempos reverses it and Martha heals it. Does a stare just also heal it as like Martha would?
Sure. That's the only way that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of any other way.
Yeah.
Tough questions from McTacky.
Well, there were some tough questions in a recent episode of a different show about the motivations of the gods.
They're complicated creatures.
Oh, creatures, are they?
Certainly, they can be killed. They have hit dice. I mean,
Don't
who
stat 'em,
knows?
Neal.
I've never.
Don't stat them. Don't stat it or they can kill it, Neal. You know that.
Anywho, that's what you have to deal with here.
All right.
What happened at this party?
Bandits came in. Highwaymen, robbers, outlaws.
It wasn't a party in here? It was a fight? We missed a fight?
It wasn't a fight, it was a slaughter.
Agathar looks disappointed.
How long ago? Ish. Today?
Yeah, half an hour.
Oh. Do you
Wonder
think
if
that
that
guy?
Yeah, he must have saw them.
You think he was keeping us
why
away
do
from this
they
party?
Kill people just because? Just because they're that's what bandits do.
I didn't stop to ask why they were killing.
They didn't ask for people's money or anything.
They did.
Walked in. Okay.
No, they did. Yeah, they asked for the money. Someone said no, and they cut him down. The innkeeper went and got the strong box, and then they cut him down too. Came into the kitchen, dumped the boiling pot on my head. I heard screams from upstairs. I think some of the patrons up there were. He struggles to his feet, and feels his face. He can tell that he's been healed. That his burns aren't as bad as before. That the swelling on his head has gone down, and he will drop to his knees before the cleric and praise his deity for working these miracles.
The gods work on all.
Well, are you the only one? Maybe we should look around for anybody else.
I don't have sense injured people. I only got like sense undead, so that doesn't work.
Can we go look around for anybody else who's alive?
Yep, you will find in some of the bedrooms upstairs. In one of the bedrooms upstairs, there is a merchant and a bodyguard. Both men. The bodyguard is near the front of the door with a weapon drawn. The merchant is behind it. And when the door is opened, the bodyguard makes like a fainting lunge, but quickly realizes you are not the murderers here to kill them.
Are you injured?
He shakes his head. Are they gone?
Yeah.
I think so. What did they look like?
We didn't get a look. We just started hearing the screaming. Shut the door, stood ready with the sword, heard the voices next door. They didn't come to this room, though. Sounded like there were maybe 5 of them. Pretty well organized, too. They had lookouts, clear line of command. Everyone had a task to do. Looked like they had planned it out in advance pretty well.
I see. Well, if y'all are okay, seems like a good thing to me. And I'll just close the door as I walk out behind me. Go back downstairs.
Yeah, maybe try to get to Berkshire today instead of hanging out here. Yeah.
Yeah. They will open the door and come out and take a look around as well.
Yeah. That mortally wounded person is just mortally wounded. I can't save her for some reason.
Yep. Some wounds are beyond healing, and you can tell by looking at them that it's just this person's at -10. They should be dead. They are dead. It's just taking a little while. Like, what's her name? Veraci's like a little busy somewhere else and hasn't made it here yet, but the person's like definitely dead.
Well, she's probably busy in Solemn. There's a lot of stuff going on over there with her.
Yeah, she's busy somewhere, escorting people into the afterlife, and this person just has to wait their turn.
Wait a second. Maybe you should try detect undead.
All right, I'll do sense undead. Detect undead. Here we go.
60 foot, 10 foot per level.
Yeah, level 1. Oh, level 2. Sorry, level 2.
2.
Yeah. Now, I've got skills and power, so I can cast this as many times as I want per day, but it works exactly the same as the spell. I compared the texts.
So wait, you can do this as many times as you want per day?
Yeah, it cost me 10 points.
But you can only do this one spell 10 times per day.
Yeah,
right?
this one spell.
You've chosen this one to be the one you can do whenever you want.
No, it's called Detect Undead, or, yeah. It's many times as you want per day.
All right.
Open up the book under Cleric, 10 points. You also
I believe you.
There's a Detect Evil as well.
Okay. Oh, so it wasn't like you get one spell. It said you could pick Detect Undead specifically. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I would have chosen something else, obviously, but that's too overpowered.
I was gonna say, why would you pick, Detect Undead for your one spell? You can cast it off as often as you want.
No. It's basically, there's 2 detect options. You can either do a Detect Evil or a Detect Undead. Each of them costs 10, or you can do both, obviously.
Right, got it.
I did choose the one to get an extra Cure Light Wounds per day.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you detect undead. There are no undead.
Yeah. All right. She's not
undead on the ground, so does that mean she's alive still?
Not yet. She's not.
She's dead. By the time you've come back to take a look at her, she has stopped the faint breathing that she is doing, and she is cooling off.
May you find peace in the next life.
Well, guys, I don't know. We can either go chase these bandits or deliver the card. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do we want to deliver the card first? These guys can't have gotten too far.
Yeah.
It could be just up the road.
Yeah, just up the road where we heard that whistle.
Well,
maybe
they would have come at us. I'm saying that if we keep going, then we might run into them. right? Because
I'm fairly certain that man was the bandit.
I think so.
Yeah.
But he went off in the woods. I don't know if we want to run through the pocket.
Again? Last time we were in the pocket, we saw a war band of orcs we barely missed.
Missed, avoided, same. I don't know. Up to you guys. You want to go chase the bandits down?
It's the lawful thing to do to take down those bandits.
I could use a good fight. What about you, Mr. Rich? You interested?
Yeah, I guess probably just to figure out what happened here. See what because if people here are dead, they're not going to need the money that was stolen from them, right? We're not going to be able to find them so that we can take them.
The victims need reimbursed. I'm going to say the survivors need, well, whoever inherited this place, but I'll check with the registrar when we get back to Berkshire.
I thought we were following the law of finders keepers.
You're right. Is that the law here in Drakus too?
Maritime law specifically states finders keepers. Land law is a little bit different because, like, the owner might be around.
Yeah.
They are around, but they're not breathing anymore.
I mean...
Okay,
At what point after something's been stolen does the rightful owner belong to whoever recovered it versus the former rightful owner's next of kin, right? Like, if you steal an Egyptian obelisk and it sits in your museum for like 600 years, you know, isn't that your obelisk now? And besides, like, the person who it belonged to is long dead, and probably all of their next of kin is long dead too. Isn't that your obelisk, technically?
Well, it's kind of like, you know, what's the difference between grave robbery and archaeology? It's just, you know, it's all perspective.
I've got a solution to this. So you're a cleric, you're a minister, right?
Of course.
You have the ability to you can marry people, right? So
yes, I have that power.
If we're married to the people who died here, then we're the next of kin.
No, I'm not doing that. No.
I mean, then it would definitely be rightfully yours.
Yeah, but I'm not agreeing to that.
Can you marry a living person to a dead person?
If they
dead person can't consent.
No.
Yeah,
Make
exactly.
them undead first. Okay, you're right. We don't have a necromancer here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying they can't give. Yeah. Well, anyway, I just think Paris should give back their artifacts because Greece built a really nice museum and a thing for the. It does an exhibit, and Paris said, "Oh no, we can't give those artifacts back. You know, we're nice to put them." So then Greece said, "Hey, we built this place. No, we keep them."
Yep.
On property, if you take care of someone's property for like 10 years, it can become yours on the backside of yours. You can take over it.
Anyway,
like I said,
I don't think archaeology rights apply here. These are bandits, and we'll sort out the loot that we find off the bandits. And I'll
depending on how good it is.
Hey, I'm a clerk of the stair, sir.
I'll whisper down to Rich saying, I'm going with finders keepers.
We're not a Minotauri. I'm not sure that applies here.
To me, it does.
Yeah, let me just point out my proficiency is in Minotaurian laws.
Well, what does Minotaurian law say about leftover loot from someone who was just recently murdered? And then you kill the killers, and now the loot belongs to somebody, maybe, but who is it?
Well, yeah, okay. The next of kin gets some of it back, but
what if they're not there to claim it?
Oh, well, if they didn't risk themselves, I don't know. Depends on the situation. They might honor duel you for the loot afterwards, but if they don't honor duel you, it's yours.
Well,
you can decide to give it back to the family or not, but they can compel you to do it with an honor duel.
This is a Highland cow law.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we're heading after the bandits. We're gonna track them.
All right. You head down to the kitchen. The chef has sort of like pulled himself together somewhat and has found a couple other survivors who have hidden or played dead. And they're sitting around in the kitchen trying to make sense of what happened to one another. Some of them have been unconscious. Some of them have just been hiding and waiting for someone to come and say it's all clear. Do you have anything you'd like to ask these survivors?
Can you identify these gentlemen, these miscreants, these cretins?
One of the proprietor who hid in the pantry the whole time tells you that the leader was a man with a thin mustache and a green cloak, brown breeches, regular leather boots, short bow over his back, short sword at his side.
Does that match the description of the guy with the horse named Betty?
No, not at all. This guy was in more tawny, like not tawny, like a gray linen or unbleached linen shirt, and I guess he also had brown breechers as well, and brown boots. But
the mustache?
No mustache. No. Additionally, they can give you descriptions of some of the other people there. There were two fairly brutish-looking guys, a very studious, pensive-looking fellow in the back who might have been a wizard. He didn't have a pointy hat or like stars and moons on his robes, but like,
he has to wear a pointy hat.
But like, he didn't have any weapons. So like, maybe he was a wizard. They're thinking, and he, kept looking around like he was about to do something, but then he never did anything. And then there were a couple of more sly folk who went around actually taking money off of people and stabbing folks. So a couple of enforcers, a couple of brigands, I don't know what else you would call them, and then one watchful, possibly spellcaster, possibly just second in command, and then the leader.
All right. Did they take the whole lockbox or just the contents?
They took the whole thing.
It. All right, okay. Did you add an insignia on it or markings on it so we can return it to you?
The proprietor looks confused.
Well, there's markings on it, like, so we know it's your lockbox.
Well, yeah, of course. It's the one that this key opens, and he holds his key in his hand.
All right. So if we come back here with a lockbox and the key matches, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. All good. As long as it's not a skeleton key.
Well, anything else you want to ask before you head out into the pocket to look for these fellers?
They didn't leave anything behind, did they?
They did not.
And I don't think you can help us hunt these people down. I think that's all we need.
All right. Why don't we take our first break here? And when we come back, we will check out the hunt. See you guys on the other side of the break. Bye.
Bye.